What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Ties Nuggets. I hope you guys had an awesome week. Things have went well for you and you've been shown favor upon your life. So today I am back with another video, and this is going to be part 2 of my emotional roller coaster video. But then I'm going to add a little something because I started talking about soul ties and thinking or wondering if I was in a soul tie, and I said I was going to research that. So I did. Okay. And I found out like some interesting things that definitely point to a soul tie. So I'm going to be a little transparent, well, a lot transparent and vulnerable, which again is big for me. But then just expressing what I found and how I know that it fits for me, and then what I'm going to do about it. So I Googled, of course, soul ties. I know a little bit about soul ties just from my bishop teaching on it and preaching on it. And the biggest thing with soul ties are you can get them from like sexual intimacy. But in this particular instance, the sexual part doesn't pertain to me because I've never had sex with the guy. So I Googled emotional soul ties and if that was possible. And of course, it is possible. And in reading what a soul tie is and how you can get into a soul tie, I was like, this is definitely me. I am definitely in an emotional soul tie. So basically, a soul tie, I got two definitions. I'm going to read. Okay. All right. So the first one is like an emotional or emotional bond or connection that unites you with someone else. That was one definition I had. And then another definition that I thought was really good, it says emotional soul ties are attachments, ideas, thoughts that a person may not even know exist. And for me, that like hit things right on the head because I'm like, I'm in this soul tie with this person. And I think that a lot of things or a lot of thoughts that I have about the person, about the relationship, they don't even know exist. Well, some of the things I think they do know exist, they just don't care or didn't care. Okay. So I went on and read, and one of the signs of a soul tie was confusion. Like you're confused about everything in the relationship, you don't have any peace. And it was talking about how when you're out of the will of God, He withdraws His peace. And I was like, oh, like me, number one, that's me because I have or had no peace about the relationship. Everything was confusion. Nothing seemed to be right. Nothing seemed to be add up. I never seemed to be happy. Like I looked for happiness. I tried to make up some kind of happiness, be happy at certain points, but it just was not there. I literally had no peace. Even in times when I didn't see him or talk to him or block him, my mind was still in confusion, like I had no peace. So that definitely hit the hit it on the head. So then another one was being miserable, and that was me too. Like even though I know the relationship was wrong, for whatever reason, I stayed even though I was miserable. And I think a lot of times we stay even though we're miserable, even though we know things may not work out. Because again, I guess we try to, like go along with people. Oh, maybe they'll do better, they'll do good, things will change. We can just wait and see how it goes. But then a lot of times we know like this just isn't it, excuse me, but we still keep going with the relationship. We still hold on to the relationship. So being miserable was another one, which was definitely like me. Number two was me. And then there was another one because I wrote all this stuff down. I like to write. I know you can like screenshot stuff, but I like to physically like handwrite stuff. So another one is your mind is tormented. And it says the mind of Christ is at peace no matter what the circumstance is. When Satan has invaded our souls through wrongful ties, our minds will not be at rest. So boom, another one that's me too. Like my mind could never rest. Talking about racing thoughts all the time, like racing thoughts. My mind was never at rest. I was again never at peace. So I'm like, oh yeah, I think that's me. I think I'm in an emotional soul tie. And then another one said disobeying God on purpose. So this stood out to me because I think a lot of times we do disobey God and we don't really think of it at the time. But I remember him and I had a conversation, and he blankly stated, well, okay, so the conversation was about sex, and I was like, no, I'm waiting for sex. It's not something I want to do. And he's just like, no, well, I can't control it. I got to have it. And we could still pray together before and after we have sex. And then we could just get dressed and go to church. It's nothing to it. And I really, we do that often, I guess, as people. But when he like put it into words like that, and I was like, you're just going to blankly just disobey and disrespect God. He was like, well, yeah, because it's not something I can't control. That for me was just like, oh my God, that's really what we do, even though we may not put it into words like that. We really just blankly on purpose disobey God. So over the course of the time of this relationship, quote unquote, because technically we weren't never together, like there was no title. Another story. Anywho, I said, okay, I'm going to face that one. I can continue to block, 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 block. But what am I going to do about the emotional part? I am emotionally tied to this person. And until I deal with it, like nothing, like what happens? Yes, you can block him, but again, I can unblock because I've done that before. So I want to like grab hold of this emotional tie and literally release it. So I still been reading and studying some things. I found some books that I'm going to order to read and get back on my reading and getting back deep into my word and severing this emotional tie. So this is like just the beginning of what I found, and actually just being open and honest with myself and like, yes, sis, you're in an emotional tie, sis, face to face. And so it's like, all right, I face to face. I'm truthful with myself. I'm truthful with God. And I guess being truthful with other people helps too. And it's like, yeah, I admit I am in an emotional tie. I have been for a while. And now that I put it out there and I've named it, now I can actually do something with it. So on that same particular day, I blocked him again. But this time for me is different because now I know what I'm facing. Because again, like time goes on and I'm good, and then other times my mind is tormented. I'm constantly having thoughts about him, the relationship, situations, and then I unblock and talk. So now I know what I'm dealing with. And the scripture that comes to mind that was given in one of the things I researched was 1 Corinthians 14 and 33. God is not the God of confusion, but the God of peace. So now I've memorized, that verse, and I hide it in my heart. So that way, when those feelings comes along, like I got a Bible verse for you, devil, for you feelings, like you're not going to overtake me. I'm going to sever this tie. I'm going to get over this hump. I would love to hear from you guys and discuss things with you. So comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Remember to not be dysfunctional. And if you are, pick yourself up and keep going. There's a lot of life to live. And just know that people are out there who are going through the same things as you. So you're not going through this on your own. And I'll be back next week with another video. See you guys later. Bye.